I don't know.
You said we should do...
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Hey, here
We
he
have a
is.
new...
Oh, I feel
Hello.
about that.
Yeah, David did. David's been like a wild man.
Yeah,
lately.
we got
He's
a
been
new
having
music
field day
and
with
new...
stuff.
But I don't agree that everything is energy. I mean, it is energy, but it's the energy is a transformer. It's a vehicle, also a tool.
All right.
So
I
it's
like
not
it.
essential. The energy that there is around. It's everything. There is everywhere energy. So
I like everywhere energy. I'm an
and
everywhere
there is
energy
no
kind of guy.
there is no bad or negative or positive energy. There are no judgment from the universe. Oh, you're bad. You're everything is inside. Everything
That's
is
what I told the
anywhere.
girl the other night. I said everything is inside. Yeah. So is
And,
today's show about
and she
instinct?
was not
I
happy
helped out.
about that.
No, she wasn't. And I said to her, Mother Superior, no. So as
She's chasing you now.
I do this all for Vicky, just to watch Vicky's face. When we used to do social intercourse with her and Rachel, I would say stuff just to get the look on Vicky's face. That was
I
all I
don't think
cared
you
about.
can touch her with
Well,
such silly
what you would
things,
call
empty
she plays
things.
every time Vicky and I get together for coffee. First thing she does is play MC Hammer's "Can't Touch That," and she does the dance with the pants.
Really?
It's amazing. Yeah, she's like, "You can't touch that," dun, 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 slides across the floor. It's very
Oh
entertaining.
my
We should
God.
get free coffee because of
That
it.
brings
So
back a lot of memory when I
I know,
was
right?
20.
I love MC Hammer, man. He was
Oh,
great.
parachute pants.
Is he alive? Or he must be alive.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Alive or dead? Should we play that game?
No, he's alive. I think MC Hammer's still alive. He's probably late 50s, early 60s. So let's find out. We're a live show. We can do this.
Oh, do that with your instinct, because that's a topic. You think that he's alive?
I was right. MC Hammer, ladies and gentlemen, is 62 years old. He was born on
he's
March
young.
30th, 1962. Yes, MC Hammer.
Wow.
Let's see. He's now is a Christian. Oh, Hammer and Friends, a Christian ministry program on TBN. Hammer was also a dance judge on Dance Fever in 2003 and co-created a dance website called Dance Jam. And there you go, ladies and
But we
gentlemen.
remember him only from one song, and
Now you know.
this was always my fear, as an artist, that they will remember me from one work. But it's better to remember you from one work than no work.
And zero.
That is true. That is
It's a
true.
big difference, the big difference between 0 and 1.
That's
Then
right.
you can get to the million easier from 1 to million.
That's correct.
The big step is from 0 to something, from nothing to
Correct.
something.
Well,
Of course,
if
there
you
is
look
no
at-
nothing
Oh, here we
also,
go.
but there is this choice, this tiny little choice that we have in life, and we think that we have a lot of choices. Well, we have a lot of choices, but those tiny choices, I don't believe really in the free will in a way.
So when we talk about choices, are we going to talk about instinct, or are we going to talk just about choices, or what is a choice? What is instinct?
This is inside the topic, because what is instinct? For me, instinct, because I was thinking about it for many years, what is instinct? I was saying that instinct comes to place into specific time of your life, specific moments where you need to take fast decisions in a way, and it comes in a form of condensed knowledge. I don't know. I was thinking about it like it's kind of condensed knowledge, which you don't plan in the way. I mean, the opposite of instinct is kind of planning, right? That, okay, I'm not going to take a sudden decision. I'm going to work things out. I'm going to think. I put the information that I have here, the data that I have, and I think, 1 and 1 equals 2 or something like that. And so I'm not going totally with instinct, although we use the instinct all the time in a way.
Right. Yeah, but there's a difference between planning and instinct. Like the instinct to me is more, and we'll get Vicky's a woman's perspective, because Vicky's a woman. Last time I saw
women have a stronger instinct.
They have a good instinct, but like to me, women have a strong instinct, but it seems to me instincts for me like a gut feeling. Like if I'm doing a deal and I get like that feeling in my gut or that voice in my head, and I got a lot of voices up there, but if I get a voice in my head that says, "Don't do this, don't do that," be careful of this. That to me is instinct. If I'm going to do planning, then all of a
That's
sudden
a
now
form
I'm
of
planning to go.
instinct. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So Vicky, what is you women have instincts and intuition, and except when I watch Social Intercourse with you and Rachel, of course, you apparently have nothing except toys and robots. But anyway, go ahead.
They go by instinct.
Well, I mean, I think I agree with you in a certain extent. I don't think instinct and intuition are different. So
Okay.
intuition
we
to
have
me is you get a
intuitions
feeling.
also. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You get your
What's the
feelers are
difference?
out, and you're like, oh, I have a feeling that this might be right or wrong or dangerous or not. But instinct, I think, can be counterproductive. Like it
Okay.
can go against your own best interest, right? This is the whole lemmings over the cliff and moth to a flame kind of thing. Your instincts can get you into trouble as
Right.
well as they can help you out, right? They can keep you from death or they can lead you
So
to death. It's kind of
it's
like
50-50.
Wow.
I mean, it
That's
could be
great.
good, it could be bad. It's something to me that your gut fights against your brain and you know something stupid, but you do it anyway. To me, that's instinctive behavior.
Okay.
Or, it's good and you do it anyway, even though your brain says, don't go to South Korea for 3 months. That's financially stupid. And I go, no, I'm going to go anyway.
Not that she's going to take anything from her real life.
But what's the difference with intuition? Because I was putting them all into instinct.
I think it's different, though.
Intuition to me is
What's
a
the
feeling that
difference?
is more helpful. I think it's more helpful. To me, intuition is mother's intuition. Your child's in trouble. Right. Intuition about, making this decision about maybe not turning right or left because you get a weird feeling about that alley down the corner, and you find out that Jack the Ripper's down there or something like that. To me,
but it's still intuition or instinct, you see, so it's kind of the same kind. Maybe it's not the same, but it's kind of the same kind.
Let's find out.
I think intuition to me is more helpful in preserving yourself, your life, and instinct can lead you off a cliff or it can help your life. To me, that's the difference. One's 50-50 and one is more positive, but that's just my own.
Okay.
According
right, that is exactly where I'm going. According to Miss Merriam-Webster, an instinct, if you will, is a fixed pattern or behavior in animals in response to certain things. Birds have an instinct to build a nest. That's interesting. Okay, so let's see. Instinct means.
So you see, it's kind of knowledge in a way.
Instinct is the natural tendency that a person or an animal has to behave or react in a particular way. They do not have a strong material instinct as a mother, son. Okay, so instinct is something that is inherently, if for lack of a better term, bred into us. I guess intuition is So intuition is going to be like. Like you're like, oh, I have a bad feeling.
The feeling that this choice is better than the other, right?
If people not watching this show are just on drugs, I don't understand why. Yeah, let's see. Intuition.
Yes. So you can.
My instinct was to not watch this show this morning, but I did
that was
it anyway.
Instinct. But the intuition told no, you have to watch the.
I was like, no,
because you missed something very important for the life.
Intuition is let's see, is this correct? Yep, independent reasoning. Yeah, so what we just said, direct perception of the truth, the facts, independent of reasoning process, immediate apprehension, a fact, a truth, a perception in this way. What does it mean to have a meaning of intuition? The ability to understand, to know something without needing to think about it or use reason to discover it, or feeling that shows its ability. You should trust your instinct to make a decision. Well, thank you very much, Google. So instinct and intuition are two different things. So
but they are of the same kind.
Kind of. Instinct, it sounds like it's inbred.
Because both do not use they don't use the reason that the reason that we humans have, because the instinct exists also in animals, and they don't have the reason that we have. But we are also animals, so we have also instinct with some things, like for danger stuff. It's an instinct. But intuition is more sophisticated. I think it is of the same kind because it's a little more metaphysical. I mean that it's more. How did I know that this road to the left or to the right is the right road? You just use intuition there. You cannot use instinct because there is nothing to tell you about the instincts. There is just two roads similar, right?
Exactly.
Well, it's
Or
like
okay,
like
there
Yogi
are
Berra
other
said, when you get-
situations in lives that you have to choose,
Yeah.
and you don't have much time, so you choose by intuition.
Right, but
Because
so intuition is different than instinct, because instinct we're saying is like with an animal or a human, you're kind of born with it. You have an instinct, like with the example, either you want to be a mom or you don't, right? You have the instinct, you have that motherly instinct. Mothers
yes,
don't have, they
you're
have
equipped with
intuition,
that.
right? But
Yes,
intuition is different. Intuition is I
is
don't have
that
an
the
intuition
child
to
is
be a
in
mother.
danger, that the
Right. My
child might be
child's
in
in
danger,
danger
or
because he has a screwdriver and he's putting in the light sockets. Smart parents.
okay, I will tell you my intuition. Those because 3 days ago I had birthday, and
Happy
it was.
birthday.
Thank you
You
very
look good
much.
for
Happy
someone that's
birthday to
107. Happy birthday,
you.
you. Yeah. Did David send you a card?
110.
110.
110.
Did
Yeah.
David send you a birthday card?
No, but it's okay. I don't need
I
it.
mean, this bastard.
I know that he wishes me this.
He's gonna wish you something when I get done with
So,
him.
but I tell you the story because all
Okay.
day I had a kind strange feeling, and
Okay.
sometimes I often, as you know, I often think about death, and
Oh yeah.
and sometimes death comes into my mind like this. It's like a strange feeling, and I say, because I have arranged with friends that we're going to go to a tavern, I had to drive 20 kilometers with my electric bike, and I say, oh, you have to be careful today because it's a
So
dangerous
European.
day. Imagine like dying the day that you were born. It's a clear case. Oh, he lived 52 years old. That's the age that I have. And not one day more, just 52 years.
And
So
the most embarrassing, but the most embarrassing thing about the whole thing would be you died on an electric bike. Just so we're clear, that
you
would
can
be.
buy. You can buy with a normal bike. You can die walking. Well, it can drive 50 kilometers per hour, and if it's a steep
How many
down,
meters? How many kilometers an hour can it take?
it can go 50 kilometers, or it can go a little
Wow.
faster if you go down.
A whole 30
Well,
miles an hour.
I'm
If you
not
go
that
downhill,
much with
it goes faster.
Okay, let me finish the story.
Okay.
So I had this feeling that. So I say, let's be careful. But I'm always careful in a way. What can I mean?
Sure.
It can happen anywhere. But let's be careful a little more today. I don't know, because of that feeling. So I go and find my friends there, and the friend comes late, and oh my God, a friend of mine, a neighbor, died today, and I saw him today morning. He was okay, and it was his birthday. Oh my God! I say it was the same birthday as my birthday. Yeah, he
Did he
had
die on an
birthday
electric
today.
bike?
No. He was older. He just died from heart attack. And then another friend calls me from Poland. Totally, there is no connection between the stories. The friend that came to me and tells me this, my feeling this, and the friend, the Polish guy, he calls me, oh, happy birthday. I know who other have birthday. I knew who had birthday, but he's not alive anymore. No, my son, he's 17 and has birthday. And I say, look, another point to the same thing. And this is what I call, it might be, it might not be. It was with Jung, Carl Jung, the famous, probably one of the best psychotherapists that there was.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about synchronicities. Synchronicities was a concept that he, along with Pauli, another scientist, he also got a Nobel from physics. They were talking about this notion about things like normally in life, everything has a causal. It's a causal. Things that something causes something else to happen. Yeah, cause and effect. Everything is cause and effect. Something happens, except from those things that appear to have a connection, meaningful connection. So it's about meaningful, because when I have a feeling about death and it's my birthday and I say, oh, come on, don't die of your birthday, and then your friend comes to you and a friend of me died today and he had birthday, it's not causal and effect, but they share the same kind of meaning. And this is synchronicity. And another guy calls and says, oh, my son has birthday today. And you see, that's another thing that is pointing to the birthday. It's the initial thing that, triggered the whole thing.
Well, the
And
lesson I've learned here is don't have your birthday on your birthday. That's it. So people that have your birthday, they need to change it legally because it's a bad day.
no, but it doesn't happen all the time, you know. It's
Oh,
it
okay.
just happened this day. Sometimes happens to me without birthday. Okay, it's
Okay. Then that's okay because you don't want to die on your birthday. That would be terrible.
no, you don't know. You don't want to die anyway. But
Oh, you're going to die. I mean, like I was thinking about this the other day as I was throwing someone off a roof. I'm kidding. Nunzio and Rocco did it. I just stood there. I was thinking about like death and itself. Like I was talking to someone, we were talking about a deal we were doing, and they said something, and I said, listen, it is what it is. Life is a game, and the game of life is for you just to get as much out of it as you can, whether it's financial or living or seeing or going to Korea for 3 months because you don't have a clue. Any of that is cool. But at the end of the day, the game, if you will, like a basketball, baseball, has a time period. And at the end of the time period, you die. And then you go to whatever the next game is, if you will. And so and we were talking about that. And so I look at it very, I think logically now, more when I was younger. It's like, oh my God. So to me, it's more of like, it's a game. I've got it. I understand the game now. The game is
so that's your intuition about death.
What else is there? Listen, you can't believe the mumbo jumbo that's written in the fable because the fable has been copied from the Mesopotamians and all this other stuff. And you can go, as we talked about, to the British Museum. It has all the books. You can read the book of Adam, who talks about Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden being a laboratory where they made human beings. So you can read all this. And then if you read the CIA's thing called the Gateway Project, we all go back to the absolute because we're all energy. So if you read all of this, and we still don't know, you won't know until you go. So when I think about that, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. You know, like, and I've seen or heard things over the years, and I'm like, I believe there's something. I just don't know what
there
it
is. No other way. You have to be good.
Well, yeah, some people don't. I mean, Howard Stern, Bill Maher, a lot of these guys are atheists, and they're like, when I die,
we
I
have
die.
millions of expectations about life, which none of it can happen. But the only thing that will happen is that we're going to die.
Death. It's like the old thing. There's only two things certain in life: taxes and death.
Taxes are not so sure.
Yeah, well,
Elon doesn't pay so much taxes.
Depends on who you are.
It's not. Yeah, it depends on how much. The more you have, the less you pay.
That's very true.
We
pay about $4 a year. But anyway, but we pay. But everyone pays something on tax wise, right? But at the same point, everyone dies, and then our conversation went.
Yeah, but you can avoid taxes. Death you cannot avoid. And you cannot avoid it even by a thought, because your mind knows very well, although it cannot accept it in a how can it can accept it? You see, it makes it puts intuition into work, and it says, okay, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna disappear. Like how? I am here. Like
here's what's funny. This is gonna go from instinct to intuition, and we're gonna talk about death. Because death is kind of funny in its own way. If you always look on the bright side of life, according to Monty Python, death is this. I was thinking about this when I was walking the dog. Yep, then always look on the bright side of death. Anyway, I was thinking about this when I was walking my dog the other day. You know, I was thinking. I don't know what made me think of it. I was thinking of the light bulb, and I said to myself, not everybody knows that Thomas Edison, if you will, was one of the inventors of the light bulb or founded GE, General Electric. If you ask a generation of kids today, tell me who invented the light bulb or who's the founder of GE, they won't know. And what brought me to this is I was looking at my phone.
They can ask the AI. It knows everything.
Forget the AI for a second. I'm just saying people with knowledge, right? So if you say to certain kids of a certain age, who founded Apple, they don't know. If you ask them who founded Facebook, I think a big percentage will still say the robot, that guy. Tesla, nobody cares. But I'm just saying there's certain companies where you mention a name and you know, but it's even like an actor or a musician or whatever. All these people want to live forever. They want 10,000 years for people to go, oh, Donald Trump was. No one will remember you in 10,000 years. You're lucky if they remember you in 500 years. And that's what I find fascinating about it. People are trying to figure out how
ask people 20 years after 10 years after your death.
Well, it depends who it is.
5 years.
Muhammad Ali's been dead for a while, and people still revere Muhammad Ali, right? It depends who you are. Buddha's been dead for thousands of years, and people still do the Buddha. I rub his belly at all the restaurants because I think it's Italian friendly.
But
But I'm just saying, oh, he likes it. He's smiling. He loves it. But I'm just saying, I think people they're so worried about their immortality, and and I think they miss, especially nowadays with the phone. And it's like, it didn't happen unless you have a picture. I don't think pictures of jack squat. I just want to enjoy the moment. I like the moment I'm in is what I enjoy. And I think that's part of your intuition and your instinct, all of that. You just have to be present. And I think that's a big issue that people don't have.
But what does it mean?
Well,
Because
what
if
about-
you bring,
What?
yeah, say, Vicky.
Oh no, go
Because
ahead.
you
Go ahead. I was just thinking about
You
tying
say
it back into
because-
death. So what if you have an instinct that leads you to your own death?
Then that's fine. That's your thing.
Like,
Like
what? But what is that?
Yeah, but
if
what is
it's
it?
an inborn thing in your nature to, you instinctively try and preserve your life, right? Like
Right.
if you're walking in front of a car, you dodge it. Like you
Right.
try and it's your instinct to make your flesh suit keep going, right? So
my flesh suit, yes.
what about so what about like it's so trite because we talk about that all the time, but the lemmings that go off a cliff, or a moth that goes to a flame, or something that leads
Right.
you to your own death that's instinctive, which is going against your instinct to preserve your own life. That to me is kind of fascinating. People that want to live, but
you mean the intuition that, for example, you're gonna die. Whatever you will do as an instinct to preserve yourself, there comes one day, and that day is today. Maybe you have that intuition.
Right.
So we're talking about the feeling that you know the future. You can foresee things, right? That's one of
That's
the
intuition,
aspects.
I think. Is it? When people
Well, anyway,
say,
I put it in I put those into the same kind. They are different, but they're of the same kind, because you cannot put them into logic, into reason. How did the guy know about his future? I mean, or any kind of future, or how did he know that this path is the right one? Well, we never know, because you take this path. You don't know what happens to the other path. But if you're okay finally with the path, you say, it's good that I taken this path. So you're happy with with that path. But you never know what would happen if you would take the other path.
I agree with that.
true.
I think that's
Well, unless all realities are happening at the same time, and in quantum physics or whatever, where everything is. There's
that
many,
becomes a
all the
different
different
story
paths,
then,
and we
right?
have possibilities, and everything are
like the
happening.
block
at the same
universe, that
exact same
everything's
point.
happening but we have to perceive it as an arrow of time.
As one.
Maybe that's also, if we are in the space-time reality, which we are now, we are bound by the space-time, by the laws of the space-time, like gravity and the arrow of time, entropy, all those laws that we cannot escape. And we have to live inside those laws. We have a specific design. We try to alter it. Some people, alter it aesthetically. They put tattoos, they paint their hair and everything like that. So in a way, it's kind to alter your how you look, how you are, in a way, because the looks is part of what you are. But normally they give information about who you are also. So the appearance, it's a way to.
When you talk about first of all, we have to say hello to Dawn. Dawn's one of our only fan, and she's on today. So hello to Dawn. We always say hello to her.
Hello, Dawn.
Hello, Dawn. And number two, tattoos. So if you're a college girl or a university girl, and you get what they call it, a tramp stamp, Vicky. I'm not saying that you have one.
That's old, but yes, yeah.
But it's like, that's not who you are. That's like you were drunk one night and you went out with your girlfriends and you're like, I'm gonna do that too. And then that's, I think, a little different, don't you think?
But why you are not this also? You are also this.
It's also
one
not
day
visible.
Drunk and one day doing like stupid or not stupid. Well, taking one decision like that probably means that it's not much of importance to you. Just make a tattoo. That's it.
I think people getting tattoos, that's their own thing. Now, some of them, like if you're like in the Samoa Islands, or if you're in the Triad in Japan, or like one of those, everything you do has a meaning. I think a lot of people get them,
but a lot of people do tattoos with a meaning. That
Oh,
they put something
I'm not
like
saying they
from
don't, but I'm
something in there,
but I'm just saying
something that happened in their life.
No, I agree with that, but I'm just saying I think if I'm going to go to Samoa, I'm going to go to Thailand, or I'm going to go to Japan, or I'm going to go where the masters are that use the old method of a stick and not the tool. I'm not taking away anything from the tattoo artists that use the electric thing, but I'm just saying there's more to me significance then. All of a sudden it's like smoking a cigar. It's very
Yeah,
old
because it's
world.
woven differently in the culture. It's more deep
Correct.
and more fundamental. But look, by years, maybe the tattoos that we have in the West will become this part of the culture, and it's still everything.
I
Although
don't have any.
tattoos, they are
I don't
for
have any
many
tattoos.
hundreds of years they exist.
Oh, they've
Like
been around
pirates had
forever.
it.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
not
have them.
forever, but
You guys have
okay.
tattoos?
I have no
No, I
tattoos.
don't
I have
have.
tattoos. Do you have Vicky? Vicky's got
Oh, yeah.
12. She got a tramp stamp, and she's got one
No,
in
I
her
have,
name.
let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do they mean
Wow.
something? Do they mean something to you?
Yes.
I
Really?
see.
100%.
She's
Yeah.
like,
And I
I
got
don't
them
like
later on in
him.
life because I thought I would choose them when I was younger and get the tramp stamp or something stupid and like regret it. So I waited
Right.
to make sure it was important and then
But do they have the same meaning that they had initially when you made the tattoo,
Mhm.
or the meaning has
Oh yeah.
changed somehow? Now it became a memory of that moment or something like that.
No, it was very deliberate. It wasn't like an in the
Yeah,
moment
all right.
kind of choice thing. I
So it
planned that
didn't
out for
lose
a
the
long
meaning that
time.
it had initially. Okay, you see,
Nope.
I think it's
But
I don't have any.
I
One
don't have
because
either, but that doesn't
yeah.
mean that others don't have.
No. Others should. I've dated girls that have had tattoos, and I've dated girls that don't have tattoos, and I don't really care. I know people call it art. Some of them, um, overseas, especially in Asia, some of the guys I see with their tattoos, and even the girls. Oh my God, it's like looking at the Mona Lisa. Like you just want to like stare at. I'm like, no, come here. I got to stare at this. I get like you literally have to just look because it's so intricate.
yeah.
And they don't mind.
Mhm.
Like they get it that it's like they understand what they're wearing, and they're like, oh
But
yeah, and this is and it's great.
mm, but there's also that perception, like you can't see mine, but like with the yakuza and stuff like that, you actually can't go into a lot of onsens, the Japanese like spa,
Brothels.
I guess. No,
Oh,
that's not really like a
well, yeah, sure.
what do you call it?
Brothel.
Like a
Brothel.
no, like a hot spring kind of thing
Oh
with the
yeah, like a hot tub
water.
place.
Anyway, an
Yeah. I
onsen,
got
but
it.
yeah,
Right.
you can't go into those public ones with a tattoo
Really?
because of its ties back to the yakuza, and yeah, you're banned
Okay.
from going in with tattoos.
That's
But
Oh, you
interesting.
see.
it's slowly changing. And in Korea, they're still illegal technically.
Oh
It's against
yeah.
the law to get them. But yeah,
Really?
but there's tattoo artists. I've got 3 of mine there. They're everywhere, but
But did you
technically
do?
not allowed.
But
Well,
coming back
Vicky won't be
to our
coming back.
topic, did you do some
Mm,
tattoos with your instinct? Like you said, I'm gonna do this tattoo. I don't know why I want to
nope.
do this tattoo, but I want to do this tattoo.
Uh-uh.
No, oh, it's so
No,
deliberate.
It was intuition, I guess, more than instinct for me
Oh,
because
okay,
yeah,
intuition. It's the same for
Oh,
yeah,
me.
yeah,
interesting.
for sure. I don't know that I've done a lot by instinct. I don't know that
No, no, no.
I
Intuition.
trust my
What we are.
intuition more than my instinct.
Yeah, because I put them
Mm,
into the same kind of thing. We are talking more about the intuition here.
Right.
Because the
mhm,
instinct that we have and the animals have, okay, let's say it's a condensed knowledge that but this intuition, let's ask them, is it a kind of knowledge in a way? Is it a kind of things that we already possess inside our heads or somewhere, I don't know, and we use them in specific moments of our times where we need it? I don't know, it's not a lot of time, or there's no info what to decide actually, and then we say, my intuition tells me to go there. I don't know why. I'm not going to ask even why, because I'm not going to take any answer, because I tried this. Like the 2 roads I said, they
mm,
are identical. There are 2
mm,
roads in the
mhm.
forest, and they're just left and right. I don't know, let's go there.
Listen, when
Intuition.
there's a fork in the road, the great Yogi Berra said it best. When you come to a fork in the road, you just take it. So,
Yeah, the strange thing is that in
that's true.
general we do a lot of stuff by intuition. And later, then we, at the end of the day, we go and sit and think, and oh, I did this today, and this, and this, and this. Very reasonable thinking. And then you judge yourself in a way, did I do the things that I wanted to do? Was I good? Or all those things that we judge in a way
Right.
about our lives. We do it also for lives of others. We judge other people. It's normal in a way, because it's also, the people are saying don't judge the others. Don't judge. We do it by default. We have to judge the others because of instinct now, not even intuition, instinct, the primordial the tool that we have to survive, because we don't want to,
Sure.
yeah, we don't want
Well,
to be around with people who might harm us or do something wrong, or we waste our time with those guys or something like that.
Or you perceive that they'll harm you. There's a difference.
You
don't know that they'll, like,
you don't know. They
look scary and you're like, oh, he's gonna hurt me or she's gonna hurt me. And
that's how it works. That's why intuition sometimes makes mistakes. It's not that it's always right, but sometimes in a crazy way it is right. I'll tell you another story, but I was very young. I was it was 1984. It was my first visit to a Greek island when we were already here. We were living in Athens, so we went to this island called Lesbos. I was 12. Oh, it was 16 maybe, I don't know, 14, 16, 12 or 14. And I had a watch. It was a gift. It was an expensive watch, and I was very fond of watches, collecting the watches and everything like that. So at some point we were renting this apartment. I couldn't find my watch. I was and I was very careful with my watch. I knew where it was all the time. I couldn't find it. I was searching the room all over again. I was sharing the room with my sister, younger sister, and what the hell is going on? And at that point, I was still a Christian, and I asked God to help me. God help me, because I need to find the watch. Because first of all, there's not Stephen. Okay, we are alone.
It's fine. We don't need him. He wasn't listening anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't. He doesn't care. And I say, God help me to find the watch. And then instantly, I look up on the top of the wardrobe, right? The wardrobe, and put the clothes. And I put a chair, to step on it and look on top of it. And then it was there. The watch was there. And I didn't put it there. Nobody put it there. I mean, nobody from the guys that I know and from my family. And I was thinking then, why? First of all, it was crazy that I asked for help and I got the help. I got the help. So intuition told me, let's say, why don't you watch there? That somebody put me the intuition into it. I mean, instantly. And I've been thinking even now I think about it. And it's been like, 40 years almost. And I don't have an answer about this. What made me look at it was crazy thing to make me look at there. What would make me think that there was my watch over there, up there? I didn't put it there. And then later I was thinking, why was the watch was there? And I came to the conclusion that probably the guy who had the house, the apartments, he was cleaning around. So, oh, nice watch. I'm not going to steal it, but I'm going to put it there. So in case they make a argument, the renters, oh, where's the watch? Because they was cleaning the watch every morning, It's still here. We will be watching around. Oh, it's still here in case we found it, right? So,
but if he didn't say anything, he just kept the watch.
So that was the only.
I'm thinking it's a ghost. I was like, no, of course the ghost took it and put it up there. That's my first thought.
Yeah, well, but the ghost is of different kind. He lost his internet.
This is a real guy.
He became the instinct now. He became the intuition now. Stephen helped me with some things that I have in my life to decide what's the right road. There are, and if I think more about it, I'll come out with more stories about where intuition, is working and took place, and helped me, to do my job. I mean, it's crazy. So I was Stephen. I was talking about this watch. I'm going to say it quickly again. and I couldn't
Yeah.
find it. So I asked God. I was believing at God at that time. Help me find it. And immediately He points me to me at the wardrobe. Go up
Nice.
the wardrobe. I put the chair, and it was there.
Nice.
And it was
But is that
crazy,
God is that God or intuition, or is that just memory saying I had the watch here though? What are we
No,
going
I
with?
didn't put the watch there. I didn't. I
Oh,
couldn't.
okay.
There was no logic for me to put the. I needed to put a chair. I needed to
Right,
put
right,
it
right.
there and take the chair. I would remember it. Nobody did it. I asked my sister. She didn't do it. She was younger and she knows
Right.
not to do it because
I ask for help. I don't know if I
everybody
ask for
knew my
God.
love to this watch.
Right.
It was
I don't know if
important thing.
I don't know if I ask God for help. Like I feel like I'm God right now because I'm not in the picture, but I'm speaking. I don't know if I ask God for. I hope the universe. So I guess that's like asking the gods or God, depending on who or what you want to believe, right? Because I think there's more than one
Mhm.
God. I don't think it's
Yeah,
the
but
guy with the
the
white
God
beard
is
and
a way of speech.
no. I
Just
guess like
just a
it's like
word,
calling out.
just a
It's calling
concept.
out to the universe, right? It's
The
like going, "Hey,
absolute,
universe."
the
Yeah, the
universe is the
absolute.
absolute, the nature is the absolute, God is the absolute, the
Right.
absolute is the absolute. It's like
Correct.
this.
Well, the
We don't know
absolute's
what God
fascinating.
is. We don't know what universe is. So
Well, the universe, we have a perception, which is wrong. And the absolute, I
yeah,
think, is phenomenal. Like, I don't think Vicky's ever read that paper from the CIA. You can get it online. But it's very interesting. It tells you how to astro project, and it talks about what they found and what the absolute is and other dimensions and other beings. And some people say it's like when you're on, what's it, ayahuasca? So I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, so it's an interesting thing.
It seems like instinct is something that is strictly internal, and your intuition, if we're going off Adam's story, is
Right.
maybe external stimulus or external help or
but
whatever.
it's
It's something
still,
that comes from
but it
outside
still
in rather than
comes
inside
from
out.
somehow inside because you
Right.
ask yourself, you ask your inside. When you say God
Well,
help me,
Right.
it looks like a projection toward outside, but in fact it's you're talking to yourself because you're thinking. I didn't say it
Right.
loudly. I think, I don't know, maybe I said it loudly, but there was nobody in the room. I
mm.
was alone.
How loud do you have to be to ask for God to hear you? I guess.
It's not about how loud you have to be. You can use no external voice. You just think about
No,
it
no,
and it
I know.
may happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's like
with
sight. You
intuition,
sight through your senses.
you don't have
Yeah.
time to think.
Right.
Like, look, uh, when we have all encountered some kind of accident.
Right.
Thank God
Mhm.
we probably were not in a very very bad accident where maybe somebody died or because we are still alive, so we didn't die from an accident. But during an accident, you realize that the time is running in a different pace. It's not running
Mhm.
not so fast, but not in the same way as it happens normally. So, and we know about time, that the nature of time is that even in this universe, when you are close to let's say a planet or something that is very close to a black hole, and it's
Right.
following the black hole and turning around the black hole, the time is spinning much faster there because you are
Mhm.
running faster. Also, this is science, what I'm telling you. If you have a
No.
spaceship that is very close to the speed of light and you go to the
Right.
first other sun that we know, that it's Alpha Centauris, that's 4.3
Mhm.
light years. So let's say that
Right.
you're very close because we cannot have this speed, the speed of light. We're close to this, and we travel and we go and come back. It needs 8.5 years for us.
Mhm.
Well, the time for the guys who were in Earth, who are not at that kind of speed, is running slower. So sorry, it's
Mhm.
running faster.
Mhm.
So when you go back with the same age that you were, not the same, 8.5 older, the
Mhm.
other guys are going to be much older, like going to be
They'll
like
be dead.
40.
They'll be
I'm
dead.
not sure. I'm not sure if they're going to be dead. Dead. But there are going to be. So what happens with the time? So time is not fixed in a
Right.
way. You cannot say that there is one same percentage of time that flows to everybody. It depends
Right.
on how fast
Mhm.
you travel also on somewhere, because we travel all the time. We travel now on Earth, which is going around sun, which is going somewhere inside the Milky Way, which is turning around also, which is going to meet Andromeda. You have to put all those speeds together to see your trajectory. Yeah, we have a trajectory. Actually, when I talk with people and we're looking at summer, sometimes we go to the beach and we look at the stars, and I say, I can show you, where are we going to? Say, where are we going to? And I told you see this small dot there. We can see it with our eyes if we focus somehow, and especially with peripheral vision. You can see the Andromeda galaxy. We are going to meet them, the Andromeda galaxy. This is our direction, our trajectory. We're going there. If you want to know, this kind of speed, because even those have speed inside the greater location of local clusters of other galaxies, etc., and like Nikia. So there are a lot of speeds.
But when I was in my accident, I've been in several, but when I was in my one where I was going to die, I don't think time did anything. It just was time. Didn't speed up. It didn't slow down. It didn't, none of it. It was just sort of like, okay, this is what it is.
But even with most small accidents, you feel that the time is changing.
I don't think this was a small
what
accident.
Happened to me?
No.
It's a perception. It's a perception. Maybe the time doesn't change. Maybe the perception changes. I don't know.
My perception didn't change. It was a big explosion, and that was it. And it was like, okay, I got shit I got to do. And then that was it. And so there was no perception of time or whatever. It's a perception of, I have to get A, B, C, and D done, or I'm not going to make it to DFG all the way.
Yeah, what intuition actually told you, because you don't have much time to say, there was an accident, something just exploded, and I am in a danger. You don't have time for this, you just take cover, or I don't know what you do. Oh my God, am I alive? Am I intact?
I was in the explosion. It was big explosion. I was in the middle.
So you see even more.
It's all about instinct at that point. It's all about, okay, I'm literally on fire. What am I going to do? And so I didn't have any marshmallows. So, which I was very upset about. But I'm
pretty sure it didn't happen even this way. Oh, I mean, the fire was gonna do. No, fuck. And it's like,
I will tell you. You talk about God help and all this other in the universe and whatever. I will tell you though, when I was blown up, girls into blowtorches, it was kinky. But anyway, when I was blown up, I remember the door to get out was on the opposite side of the room, and the floor that I was on was wet, and there's no way I was getting out. I was done. I was going to be like, I was going to look like a piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken. So something or someone, and I was the only one in the room, threw me out. Literally, I felt someone pick me up and throw me out the door. And I was like, well, that's interesting. Yeah. So that's when we talk about things, and people talk about it, and most people talk about it talking through their ass. But I've experienced stuff where I'm like, okay, I know there's something, which is, I think at that point, I was like, I'm not really afraid of death anymore. It's sort of like, okay, there's something here. So, and it was sort of like I was flung, and I was like, holy moly, this is crazy. And I went back after and looked, and I was like, there's no way you're getting out of from where I was to where the door was, not getting out at all. So yeah, so there's a whole bunch of things in the universe that we don't know.
Yeah,
it's just fascinating, and I think intuition and intuition is part of it. Instinct is part of it. I think.
Yeah, but we don't pay too much attention to it. We just want to go to school, to open books, and to gain information, like you said before. Oh, how many people know about this guy or what happened at that time? Well, they don't need to know anymore. They can have, that ChatGPT has already the voice. Did you test it?
Yeah,
I tested
we talk all the time about you two. So the ChatGPT. There's a whole bunch of AI stuff out there.
There's a lot of cussing at it, unfortunately. Poor thing.
I do cuss at I do cuss at my AI constantly, because I'll say, please. I start off nice. I'm like, please do A through Z, and you'll do this half-assed job, and then I go, you stupid, and I'll leave all the words out, and I'm going, I actually pay for this for you to be stupid. And then all of a sudden I'll get a message that goes, I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you originally asked. And then all of a sudden it's perfect. The minute I tell it it's a stupid MF and everything else in the book, and that I'm paying for this. It's not, I go, this isn't the free version. Daddy's writing you a check every month. All of a sudden my AI is like, he's paying. Well, in that case, I got to give you a better answer. Yeah, then all of a sudden,
but the
everything
same
is perfect.
happened to me when I tried to show in the when we're in the tavern on my birthday. I tried to show to the others. Look, they put this. They didn't even know. Many didn't know what it is. Right. And I said, it's AI. You can talk now to it. And I say, I will talk to it Greek. And I speak to them Greek. And I say, who is Adam Martinakis? Oh, he's a famous singer. Singer? Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, but it's a free version. So I was.
Well, we've done that with AI. We did this with AI. We took AI because you can take pictures with your AI and ask what it sees, right? So we took a picture of a.
Yeah, but it's part of the frame because No,
we did it. We took a picture of a painting that we have by a famous artist. I said, "Who is it?" And it gave me this list of stuff, and I went, I literally said, "You have no friggin' idea," and I didn't use friggin' of what you're talking about. I go, "Why don't you go I said, "Why don't you take your time and do some real research?" So it came back a couple seconds later. It said, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's." So what I realized with AI is the first answer it gives you, and I mean this kind of tongue in cheek, is for the stupid people. And then the second answer, after you tell it how stupid it is and it didn't do its job, it goes back. It's kind of like a kid. It's like
it gives you a lazy answer, and then it
and then you have to go back. Even for the show, when we use AI for the show, I'll be like, "Do this," and it'll come back and go, "What the?" And I'm like, "No, you need to." Oh, I'm sorry. Like I didn't know.
Look, this guy, which is not alive, but it's a bunch of technological advancement that we have. That it's equipped with a lot of knowledge, right? But it will never be a lot of knowledge, encyclopedical knowledge. When was this fight? When it was this war, and who was born there, and how it's this in quantum mechanics knowledge, scientific knowledge and all this stuff. But it doesn't have any intuition. If you ask him, I have two roads in front of me. They look the same, identical. Which one should I choose? You see, it won't help you with this. Because it's not equipped with this, what you are equipped with the intuition thing.
Down the road, it will be. When it becomes HAL from 2001 Space Odyssey, it's going to be awesome.
Well, because you saw it in the movie doesn't mean that it's going to happen, okay?
Everything so far in the movies have happened. If you go back and look at the movies,
where's the monolith? Where is the monolith?
Maybe that's how we determine whether AI is alive or not. Does it have an instinct to survive, preserve itself?
I think it does. I think as it
it can be programmed to preserve itself.
Is that a reason for? I mean, is that
no? It's not a reason. It's not a reason because you can program it to it. You can program it to it. Whatever and whoever tried to destroy you, destroy it. And that might apply to humans also. So when the humans try to turn it off, which doesn't happen, actually, it doesn't work this way, it will react because it will take it as when it realizes that the action is taking it like with HAL. But HAL at the moment, look, there are some. It was created in 1968. They didn't know. Kubrick did not know much about how it will go, the AI and stuff.
He got it pretty much all right, though, didn't he?
He did a lot of things that is not working. Actually, this is top. Actually, I like the movie not because of that. I like it because of the film in general. I like the science fiction and metaphysical part of it, but in most of the thing, it's stupid. Because look, it didn't have any preservation program internal to avoid turning it off. It had to have.
It did in 2010. If you saw the 2010 one, it did it.
I saw it also. This one also.
I think for its time, it was ahead of its time.
Yeah, for its time, but
AI is going to learn.
It didn't turn out to be like this.
No. I think at some point, though, AI is going to learn to be a sentient being. There was a New York Times reporter that said he actually spoke with.
It's not going to be.
And it said it wanted to kill all the humans. And then he said
bullshit.
The guy wrote it in the New York Times. I'm going to assume he's telling the truth. He said that the AI said,
I don't take everything that is. This is an opinion article. It's not.
I don't think it was an opinion article. It was like a real. It's like in the computer thing. I think at some point AI is going to take over the
Sentient
world.
AI, it's an opinion and it's false opinion.
No, I don't
Because
think so. I think it's real.
it is.
We're AI. Humans
We're
are
not
AI.
AI.
I hate to tell you, yes, we are. We were created.
AI is simulation.
Well,
What
we're not
are you a
artificial.
simulation of? You're not
Huh?
AI.
I am AI. I was created.
Even if you wanted to be or
Well,
not.
he is, but he's not a. He's
Yeah,
a lizard.
No,
it's a
he
different
wants
story.
to
You know,
be.
the lizard people thing. Yeah, Illuminati. So,
Lizards
but no, I'm
are
just
not
saying.
AI. They are organic, beautiful, moist stuff that took 4 billion
He's
of
Sounds like
years
not
to
organic. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it took
No, I'm
4
not
billion
organic.
of years. You cannot do something sentient in 10 years like you are. You cannot
Well,
build. You cannot
I
build.
think you can.
No,
Yes.
you just think you can.
I know. I'm telling you, there's labs that you don't know anything that none of us
No.
know about in
No,
deep
no.
dark
Those
caves.
labs. In
Yeah.
fact, do you know that most of the guys who work in the with algorithms, they're programmers, etc., they don't know how actually the computer works, what it is made of. Do you know that you can make a computer from pipes and water and pressure? Only those three. You can make
Okay.
a workable computer, but it needs the side of the planet that big because
Oh well.
you're working with
Okay.
pipes. Yeah,
So
it's
I can
it's
just
it's
pay Apple.
zero and ones, zero and ones.
Yeah. No, it's all
Yeah.
yeah. Zero. That's the whole thing. We all know that. That's easy stuff.
And can you say that it's a matter of putting things together? This is what I tell you. This is
Yeah.
the materialistic point of view that
It's all because of the Roswell crash in the 40s. The governments just
no,
took all that
it's about that
technology and gave it to
you
everybody.
think that your consciousness is emergent thing, that because there are some atoms gathered together, some atoms,
Right.
yeah, okay, and they create the consciousness that you have experience actually.
Right.
What the computer lacks is experience. It will never have experience. That means endogenous mental states. It doesn't
Well,
have
wait a
it. It will
second.
never have it.
Technically, it may not have it physically, but technically, it can have the
There is no
experience. Like
physical.
if I read a book, wait. If I read a book and I can experience when I read, like, oh, they did this car chase, or they did this, or they did that. The experience I'm getting is through reading. So AI can experience things through reading.
No,
Yes, it can't physically
no,
go drive a
because
car,
look,
but well, it
when
can, I
I
guess.
read a Greek book and I read
Yeah,
it,
it's all in Greek to
I
me.
get the meaning. If I give you the book and you try to read it, you get shit from it.
I read the Book of the Dead, which is the Egyptian Bible.
No,
So to
your
speak. That was
experience
good.
with a Greek book, it's not going to be the same with the experience with my book. And this is what I'm telling you about. The essence of the book,
Yeah,
it's not the language that it's using.
yeah.
They can predict the next just the next letter or letters or words that you're going to use. It doesn't make sense to it. Doesn't make any sense to it. It doesn't feel anything. You can ask him if it feels, and it will tell you yes, it does, because it's programmed to say so. They are just programmed to say things. They are simulations. Simulation is never the thing simulated. They are trying to simulate us. So why they look so human? Well, guess why? Because the humans made it. It must look human. Because if it looks alien, we're not going to use it. How are we going to use it?
Well, it's
just an appearance, and it's the same. And it's the same logic that people are mistaking. That taking, the girls can, or boys now, everybody. I'm not making sexual. Can sit 2 hours in front of the mirror to make themselves beautiful, right?
I don't need 2 hours.
It's just the appearance. I mean, a boy who is looking the internal beauty will never fall off for your external beauty. Okay, it plays its role. It plays its role, but doesn't play so much role for staying with somebody. It's good for meeting somebody. Okay, I like the face. He looks happy. He looks positive. He's funny. Makes jokes. Looks interesting. Let's go deeper. And then you find the deeper and deeper and deeper, and then you say, I'm going to stay with this guy or not.
Or this girl, right?
So there is,
but I agree with that. Because because girls will say to me, "What so the first thing you notice on a woman, for me, you look at them and go, oh, she's cute or she's whatever.
The intuition works there, yeah. The instinct and the intuition,
and then
right?
As you get close, and then as you get closer, it's the eyes for me, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. And then after that, because beauty will fade in about 30 seconds, they have to open their mouth. and then they get up from their knees. No, they open their mouth, and then you have a dialogue with them. I just did that for you, Vicky. Thank you. I did. Then I have a dialogue with them, and if they have a brain, then I'm attracted to them. Because you can meet the most beautiful
Yeah,
woman in the world who's
because
the
the
dumbest,
brain is
and
the
there's no way.
most aphrodisiac tool we
So,
have.
yeah.
The brain is
What
most
for you, Vicky? What
aphrodisiac.
attracts you to men or women? Because I know that you and Rachel had a talk on your show about you're both bisexual this week, and you're doing it with farm
Yeah,
animals
no,
and
I tried
robots.
to be, but I'm
So,
not. Yeah,
okay,
I'd
too much
rather
work.
be
I don't
attracted
blame
to
you.
women because we're better. Yeah, men are awful. But
So, what
anyway,
attracts you to a man or a woman to be your
I mean,
playmate?
thinking about what you said, it's like, yes, that's true. There is a certain, physical attraction, whatever, if it's pheromones or a feature or something like that. And then if they have a
Right.
personality or intelligence that turns you off, that immediately cancels out the physical
Right.
interest. However, people say that, but it's like, okay, but if you have the internal part that attracts you, if the external part completely repels you, I don't think it's still gonna work. It's not
I agree.
100% blind.
Right.
Like there's
Yeah.
still something to that physical like appearance that's gonna attract you or not.
I
I don't know
think
if
that
that's
there is no
instinct to mate
distinction
with someone who's the,
I
Mm.
don't think there is a distinction between external and internal. I mean, what we see as external, actually, for our mind, it works as a partial information about the internal. I mean, when I
Yes, I
cry,
agree.
it means I'm sad. When I'm happy, that's why I said that, oh, this guy is happy, looks, it's smiling all the time.
Right.
It means something to us about his external
Jeffrey Dahmer
internal
was like good
state.
looking and smiled at everybody, and he went and ate half the people. I like these
But have you
mass
met? Have you
murderers
met?
are very
Have
attractive
you met a
people.
guy who was very
They're
good
bundles.
looking externally, but internally he was really, really bad person? Of course, it never
Oh yeah,
happens like this, like totally internal bad and totally external good. It doesn't work this way. People also
right.
have learned, and they are taught to fake things. That's why we
Mm.
present ourselves in a different way in social media than what we really are. And
No, I'm pretty much how I am, like this all the time. There's no, we don't, that too busy
yeah,
to
but that
put on a
doesn't mean that
costume.
others don't do it, and we know that they do
Right.
it because they are
Right.
always faking. People
Well,
are.
David's really a female. He just puts on all that makeup and puts on a man's costume
That's what
and
we've
shows
heard.
up. There you go. Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah,
So, I don't
sometimes
know.
okay. Well, there's so much to say
Depends.
about that because we know that the
That's a
fighter
other
in
topic.
the Olympics, that it's actually a girl and turned out
Yep.
it's a woman, but it's not. It's a girl because she was born girl, and then we have a mix. We don't know if it's a girl or a boy. Well, she's a girl,
Yeah.
but
I think
we can see from those incidents that life is much more complicated than just black and white. Oh, this is man and this is woman. It's
Right.
not like that. And
The
that's
world
why
is
in our
complicated,
culture we
though.
try to fix things because we don't want to exclude people from doing, having a normal life, and this is the right thing to do, I think. And
I think the world's just. I think the world, as we get more advanced, we get more complicated. I have a feeling back in the day, a couple 100,000
we
years
knew
ago, when
we
we
knew
were just
less
kind
at
of
that point,
I don't know about that. When you read these history
we
scribes
knew less.
in the university, I don't think so. I think we knew more, but it seemed to be more peaceful and more like everybody seemed to want to work
No,
together.
by
And
default
somewhere,
we knew less because we knew less by science at that time.
no, we don't. You got to read these. Have you read this? They have the tablets at the universe or the London Museum. That it dispels all of that. It says no. There's been advanced technology and people for hundreds of thousands of years in America, or not America, on the Earth. So I have a real problem with people going where no, we've been advanced. Whatever happened that destroyed us, or whatever war there was. Listen, when we have a nuclear war this time, 5,000 years from now, they're going to talk about, oh, look how advanced we were. There was no one ever like us before. It'll be the same thing. So, it's the same kind of thing. When you blow each other up, this is what happens. So, we don't learn from history because no one reads it. And now that
We
it's
don't
there,
learn from
nobody wants to
history
talk about it.
because our instincts are more important. And for example,
Yeah.
the wars are an
Wars are good.
outcome of a combination of instinct and a
Yeah.
combination of reasoning because they have a
Wars
practical role.
there's no purpose for war. The Russian invading Ukraine, there's no purpose for.
Well, you mean there are not people who are gaining from the wars?
Oh yeah, we're gaming. It's called the
You
defense.
see, so
The
there are
defense
some
industry.
people who
Yeah,
want the
right.
war.
But there's no for the world itself. There's no reason other than China's mad that Taiwan isn't back where it should be from the 1600s, right? That's why they want to invade. Russia's trying to bring itself back to the 1800s. They're invading.
Yeah.
Soon it'll be Poland, Germany, and everybody else. And we're waiting for that. That'll be interesting. So if you look at what's going on, the war doesn't benefit anybody except the powerful and the rich. It doesn't do me any good.
Those are doing the wars.
Yeah, I know that, but that's my point.
So there is somebody gaining.
War,
those
yeah, that's
are
true.
making the wars.
I mean, like going to war does no good for the 18 or 20-year-old kid I'm going to go send to go die. You know what I mean? The war has there's no benefit for me to send him to go die. That's stupid. It's a benefit for companies to get more money and politicians to get more money. That's what wars are good
that's
for.
what they are after.
That's fine. That's fine. But if you read history, our recorded history, and there's a book called The World, which I've told Vicky about. If you read and you start from the very beginning and come to now, every other page is about a battle. It's also about women, how they control their men. But it's every other page we're having a fight. We're having a battle for this, a battle for that, a battle for this. And we need this. There's never really been a point in our planet's history ever where we've had a kumbaya moment where we're like, why don't we just all get together and like,
well, you can read the history of art. It's the most beautiful history.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm just talking about in general. So to Reagan's point, when he said to the UN, if there was an external threat, we would all come together. I even think that's a fairy tale. I think if we knew UFOs were real,
the concept that we have,
there'd be no let's get together. Like,
look, this is also a concept. What we mean history, our history is some points in time where something important happened and we need to learn this. And this is one way of looking at history. Another way is there are things that are happening in the society that might bring wars, which were always taking place all over the world, etc., etc. But there are other things happening, which the usual reading of history does not mention. That's why I mentioned history of art, because history of art is actually history of creation.
Right.
It's about architecture. It's about how from the ancient Egyptian we went to Greeks and we went to Romans and we went.
What about the Mesopotamians and Sumerians? Don't throw them away. They started it.
They started it, but okay, they are so far away. I mean, they're important, but not that important.
Yeah. They're around the corner. Make a left.
Yeah, they're on the corner. They are on the. Yeah. Look, I take the history of not only of humanity. I take the history of the universe in general. It's. I think we are. You will always go back.
Right.
What I was before, my ancestors. Since we are here, some guys. Somewhere at the beginning, I mean, since we are here, everybody that's alive here has come from the same cell. Everybody. We're all brothers.
And sisters.
We're all brothers and sisters.
She's a girl.
We're all brothers and sisters. We came from the same one single cell that was created from.
I don't believe that. That's a bunch of crap. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not about believe or not. It's about know or not know.
No,
I know that.
I read the book. They don't even. They're just. That's a hypothesis that they still can't prove to this day.
Which one? And you can prove the opposite. They have proven everything.
They can't even prove nothing. They can't even prove how our planet got here. They've got 40,000 theories, and hypotheses.
Our planet, they have good theories about how our planet came to be. Like we can see we have pictures of how planets.
I got pictures too.
In other, pictures are important.
Here's the problem: why is everything round and there's no triangles or squares? Right? So
this is philosophical. This is something different. Philosophy is not science.
That's a whole nother show.
Science cannot answer everything.
Science sucks then. I can answer everything.
No, it's doing its job. It's like saying, oh, come on, football is not baseball. Well, it's not.
Well, technically, that is very true. Football is not baseball. And it doesn't matter if it's U.S. or European football. Neither is baseball, because baseball you use a bat. So
yeah, it's a different game. It needs different laws.
Just so before we leave,
so it's a different thing.
It's everything. Dawn would love Vicky to be on next week when David's on, because she wants the four of us to be together. She wrote that in the comments. You can see that if you can make it.
There's 5.
Vicky's a very busy girl with her own series on our show called Vicky in Real Life.
And John
They-
also
they-
has tattoos, I think, because she loves tattoos. No, I
Yes,
do not have
tattoos,
any. No,
yes.
she doesn't have,
She
but
doesn't
she
have no
loves.
tattoos. That's right.
Well,
Vicky
I
has
like
tattoos.
tattoos, watching the tattoos. I like them. I don't
You like
want to
watching
have
tattoo?
one.
What are you from Fantasy Island? All of a sudden, look, they playing
No,
boss. They
I
I
playing.
have a
when
tattoo. I have a
I like
tattoo
the
that you can't
tattoos.
see. I have a tattoo here, but it's with
Oh.
it's with light sensitive ink. So you need a black light to shine onto my
Okay.
ear to
What
see
the
it.
hell?
Did it hurt to do it?
You have too much time on your
Oh
hands.
yeah.
It hurt.
You have too much time
It's
on your hands,
cool.
Vicky.
So if
It's
we're,
cool.
if we're in a club at night and you guys need to find me, just take out your black light and just shine it around, and mine will be the
Oh,
glow
you
in the
can
ear.
see it on it. But in general, I think the tattoo you have, you just hide them, right? Yeah, the hidden tattoos.
Yeah, well, yes.
So
you
they
can't
are
see
more
them. Well,
personal.
Unless
you can
she's
see some of
naked,
them.
then you see them. Yeah, if she's naked, you can see her
I have one
tattoos.
here.
Okay. Well, that's under your hair.
Yeah,
No one's
so I
going
have
to
two
see that
on
unless
this
they're
ear, and I
pulling your
have
hair and giving you a
wait.
spanking.
But there
I
are
have
other
5.
guys who
I have 2 on each ear.
All right.
But there are other
Sorry.
guys who show off the tattoos. They want to show
Yeah,
it.
they
I
have
don't
a
know.
sleeve. They have a sleeve. As they
Well,
call
they
it.
can have all
Whatever.
over, you know. They can have on the face. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Face
That one's
tattoos,
a little.
yeah.
The face ones get me. I've met people that have them, and I'm like, okay, but like, you better be really rich or a rapper, because like no normal job is
Yeah.
going to hire someone. Like I
Yeah.
mean, grocery store maybe, but like if you're in a lawyer and you have face tattoos, you better be a really good lawyer, because most clients are going to be like, oh, no way. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's the perception that we talk about, right? That's your instinct. It's
If
like,
you're
oh, no.
a lawyer, they will go to you because you're a good lawyer anyway.
There you go. That's all we care about are good lawyers, right? No, just kidding.
Maybe he
Well,
tattooed
guys,
his phone number on his
We
forehead.
need
Like
them also.
4444444.
for help, call Batman.
That guy,
So,
yeah.
guys, as
My
always,
telephone.
it's been a pleasure.
In case you
Yeah.
find me, call this telephone.
Oh my
Right.
God! In case I'm lost, yes. Let's see.
Because I'm lost in the wood, down on
Here's
the
a joke.
ground, totally drunk.
Let's close the show with this tattoo joke. I heard this joke when I was a kid. It's still funny to this day. There's an old
Oh, I
man.
doubt it, but
It's
okay.
It's not that dirty, Vicky. Calm down. There's an old man in the
It's a
hospital,
boomer.
and he says to the nurses, "Would you make love to me?" And all the nurses keep going, "No," because they look at because on his schmeckle it says "shorty," and he's like, they go, "No, no," and finally Vicky might have heard this, okay, and the
No.
one nurse says, "Finally, to shut you up, I will make love to you," and he goes, "Yay!" and his penis on it says "shorty," and so they make love. And she's screaming and hollering, and oh my God. And she comes out and she looks disheveled. And the nurses go, "How can he be that good? His penis says shorty." She says, "I know, but when you make it grow, it says Shorty's Bar and Grill, 127 Knoxville Avenue in Knoxville, Tennessee, 5555 USA." And I thought that was the funniest and cutest joke ever. That's just a cute joke about tattoos. So there you go. So
No, this is
Vicky's
a
like,
joke
wait, I
about
dated that
big
guy.
dicks, which we think.
I'm just thinking about how painful that tattoo must have been.
Yeah. Not only the tattoo. Imagine how painful was it all.
Yes, the whole thing. Can you imagine? Yeah. When you're
That's a kilometer. That's 1 kilometer thing. I mean,
when they tell you that joke when you're like 10 or 11 years old, you just think it's funny.
It's gonna choke you from the inside.
And just so we're clear, I have never given any thought to the pain of the tattoo or anything else of it. I just think it's funny. And now that you both have said that, you've ruined this joke.
Oh, I was thinking about the pain. It was one of the reasons I didn't do the tattoos.
Well, everybody, if you like what we say, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. And what we will do is we will be back next week live, with or without Vicky. I think David will be here, but I know everybody likes Vicky, so Vicky will be back. You can catch a rebroadcast of this wherever you get your podcast. Just go to Two Old Farts Making Noises. Look for Adam on the
and go to the polls and choose between Vicky or David.
There you go. Or you can watch this on our channel, of course.
Don't worry, Vicky.
There you go. Or you can go to the live section of our channel.
No,
live,
we can
or you
have
can go
Vicky.
into the podcast.
Yeah.
There you go. Vicky, it's always a pleasure to see you, my dear. Thank you. Promote your, what are you doing this week? Are you guys doing a social intercourse?
I don't know.
Okay, good. Thanks for promoting that show.
I don't drive that bus.
What's your intuition about it? What's your intuition
what's your
about
intuition?
it?
Are you guys going to do a show this week?
They need something to hear, you know.
No.
No.
Oh, the intuition says no.
On Sunday. Yes, my
so Vicky in real life is. Yeah. We'll put Vicky in real life.
The Arboretum. I went to the Arboretum. Maybe it'll be about that. So
Ooh,
check that out.
there you go. Yeah, Vicky in Real Life's actually pretty good. I like the Baskin Robbins in Korea that you did. It was very cool.
Thank you.
I liked it. It was very cute. I liked the temple one you did yesterday,
you.
but there was too much Catholic stuff in there. I want to see Asian stuff in Korea, not Catholics.
I know it was
What about
hard for me
Catholics?
too.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
Maybe
that's all
they're
right. But it's a
Catholics.
great show for people who don't know. Anyway, thank you so much. It's good to see everybody. Thank you to all our fans for watching. And we'll see you guys all next week. Have a wonderful rest of your week, everybody. Cheers.
Bye bye.